My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
The entire practice of spares should be abolished in my opinion. Expecting a person to sacrifice their life in the service of another person's destiny is inhumane. Using a sibling as a lifetime shield punching bag and crushed isn't, quote, the heir spare dynamic, end quote, is just abuse. Let's listen.
Interest in Harry and William. We know that there's a whole side of that story that has not been reported by the British media. We know that there are rumours of alleged infidelity on William's part that the UK press just will not touch. And frankly, you know, if Harry has buggered off to Santa Barbara, having been on the receiving end of such extraordinary press coverage while his brother has not received a single critical article in the UK, and
as I'm listening to her, by now you should know why I'm stopping. I have to comment. This is once somebody, I don't know where she's from or if she's in the UK. Well, she must be in the UK to know what's going on about the press not mentioning anything about Prince William. So, yeah, that's one person who have the guts to come and say exactly what needs to be said.
You know, puts out 10th anniversary wedding videos that look like Bowden and Peter Jones' offspring after a drunken night out. You know, I'm not surprised he's walked, because he's actually lifting the lid on a really skewed system of behaviour in the UK. Interest in Harry and William.
So in other words, some of the things that William is doing over there is probably shedding light of his BS now. People are aware of it. That's what I get from her. I don't know. I'm not in the UK. All right. So let me continue. This one have 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay. Drop everything and watch the whole clip. Tess Murray speaks honestly during a totalized media debate about, quote, slim down monarchy. Quote, we know that there's a whole side of that story that has not been reported by the British media. We know that there are rumors and alleged infidelity. Let's go on the thread. All right, let's see here. That's this here. 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
It struck me, a couple of things just struck me, that, you know, there is a complete identity crisis with the royal family. You know, is it a public institution? Is it a brand? Is it a private family? And we have to work out what it really is. And
that is very interesting. That is very interesting. You have to determine who you are now, because if you're taking public money to do those nonsense, this is a shedding light moment here. People should pay attention to that, what she's saying here. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I really don't care, but the people in the UK whose taxpayers is going and over there to the royal family should pay attention to that.
When it comes to being a public institution, then the transparency and the accountability should be the same as any other.
That's very important. That is very important. Look at what just happened. I didn't share it with you, but with I think I mentioned it with the Prince Andrew thing. What just happened? The police just clear his name completely. All right. So this kind of thing here, people need to know there should be accountability for things if you're taking public's money. All right. As far as I'm concerned, the royals are pretty much staining. Okay, stain. I know with my accent sometimes you won't be able to understand. Staining the UK. It's only Harry who's putting good word out for the UK. But as far as I'm concerned, the rest of the royal family is just putting a stain on the country. All right, and with the government you have, it's another double whammy there. All right, let's listen to her again.
If it's going to be a brand, then let's be clear that we're we're peddling a myth, an image, a brand, and we don't want to dig under the bonnet of that too much.
That just remind me, you know how they say about American dream, this kind of thing. People think, you have to have the American dream. What is the American dream? In order for you to have the American dream, you have to work hard, know what you want, and all of that. So if you don't have any systematic dream of getting something, you won't know. So here you have the UK, who pretty much hypnotize the people, who have that idyllic kind of thing of a family, who think they're doing something for the people, but instead they're really just thinking about themselves. It's a myth, this kind of thing. Look at all those charities that's closing down. All right, they're opening new one, closing another, and then you have the government system. I'm talking about the UK, who's doing things to put people in a position to be in need of those charities, and then you have the royal family just scooping and thinking that they're gonna do something, but instead it's just recycling things. All right, while the others are closing down, a new one is opening. All right, let's continue reading.
If they want to be a private family, then you have to step out of the, you have to step off the stage, because you can't kind of have it all ways. And
that's spot on. And I think some of the squad be saying this too. All right, you want to be private when certain thing is happening, but public when you want to. This is why they have the tabloid. All right, once they need the private part, and all of a sudden the tabloid shuffle things around. All right, and then hypnotize the people. And then once they want to be public and all of this, and then they recycle the news again, hypnotize the people and all of that. That is exactly that. These are the people who's not. She's one of those people who's not drinking the Kool-Aid. All right, so that's very interesting.
And I sort of come back to this brand idea, which I think, to Tom's point about what is the value of the royal family. If you're going to be a brand ambassador for a £65 billion, brand, then you've got to live, as any brand does, with a sort of authenticity and integrity. And I think one of the things that really frustrates...
Authenticity and what she just said here. What was it?
And I think one of the things that really frustrates me is the mythologizing of the royal.
Right.
And I think you've got to live, as any brand does, with a sort of authenticity and integrity.
Integrity, this thing. All right, this is the thing that Harry has. All right, this is what. There's one old video that I put where some of the people in the UK were saying, to follow Harry's kind of thing with that morality. This is what gonna speak volume. Okay, morality, integrity, ethic. Look at my old it's not on this video, on this channel. It's on my APTS Sussex season 1 episode 2, where I was talking about journalists. All right, morality, ethic, these kind of things. All right, so that's what she's sort of bringing here.
And I think one of the things that really frustrates me is the mythologizing of the royal family. The fact that there is a sort of fairy tale peddled, which bears no relation to reality,
That's exactly
and that
that.
we have this sort of, as I called it in the chat, this sort of institutionalized deference that doesn't allow us to ask the right questions and, more importantly, get the right answers. So when it comes to, the sort of the huge...
The hypnotism prevent people from asking the right question, and when they know someone is gonna ask the right question, they shut them up. Look, for instance, when First Lady Biden was in the UK, where they had that joint meeting with Kate. As soon as things was being said, they shut it down. That's a perfect example of what I'm saying here. All right, people wants to ask the right question, but they already remember the UK is mastermind of this kind of behavior. So when they know, they read people's sense. They're gonna ask the right question. Shut it down. All right, before it even bring up. This is that. Okay, so this is another thing she's bringing up here. Oh my God, that's
answers. So when it comes to, the sort of the huge interest in Harry and William, we know that there's a whole side of that story that has not been reported by the British media. We know that there are rumours of alleged infidelity on William's part that the UK press just will not touch. And frankly, if Harry has buggered off to Santa Barbara, having been on the receiving end of such extraordinary press coverage, while his brother has not received a single critical article in the UK, and puts out 10th anniversary wedding videos that look like Bowden and Peter Jones' offspring after a drunken night out. I'm not surprised he's walked.
Now I see where the content of the first video came from. You put a video of that out. It's like a night of drunken thing. Oh my God. Can you imagine that? Okay, so now I'm gonna move it back because she bought something. She's not surprised that Harry moved. Okay, so let's bring it back a little bit.
A night out. I'm not surprised he's walked, because he's actually lifting the lid on a really skewed system of behaviour in the UK.
Thanks, Ted.
That's very interesting. Okay, I'm sorry some of you will want to hear everything without me interrupting, but due to copyright, I have to say that I was commenting on the video. Okay, then that's how I'm able to share it with you. Okay, for everyone asking, this was a debate from July 2021. So this is the whole thing here. All right, it says here, Sensor Maker Live, her slam down shoulder. They bring in good question here. They get about 85 million pound a year via the sovereign grant. Security costs around another 150 million pound. Alright, so this is on YouTube, so I'll bookmark this so you guys could go and check it out yourself to watch the whole thing. Alright, is from YouTube, Sensor Maker Live. Okay, you could look at the screen and get the name. Okay, the problem is the royals in Britain wanted all protection of institution, perks of being a brand, lack of accountability of a private family, aka having their cake and eat it too. Everything the media accuses Harry and Meghan of doing is what the royal family is guilty of. That's a good question, good response here. Let's see, there's 9 response here. Alright, the haters should listen to that and read some of those comments here. Everything you said. Okay, the royal family and the UK sees the advantages, profits, and empire that the royal family and the US is gaining, and of course they are attempting to emulate. That is what the UK royals do best. Quote, everybody, and quote, knows it, and the beat goes on. You nailed it, Chris. Okay, Bango, very well said. It is what the US Republican Party does like a clockwork whenever they accuse the Democrats. That's exactly that. Democrats of something, without a doubt that they are doing it. It's called projection. Taking unwanted emotion or trait you don't like about yourself and attributing them to someone else. Okay, let's read the comment on there. Gail, I do live in the US, however, I follow politics. Please can ask the Democrats to find their balls. I'm telling you, the Democrats really need to find their balls and stand up to those idiots. As far as I can tell, my party has no balls. Okay, to find, and that is scaring me no end. What I can say, let us pray. I'm telling you, this is what I'm saying. We're on our last string, and the thing is that it's just that they're all playing the all parts. When they see they're gonna lose certain things, they bring their own people. Look at what's happening. Is it not North Virginia or just Virginia? What's that guy name who? It's a mess. It's a mess. Let's just say it's a mess. This is why I said in other videos, you have to vote for the person, not party. Look who you're voting for. Look the background, what they stand for. Alright, let's read here. Wow, this is very interesting. It's refreshing to see that not all are fooled by the fantasy that is the British royal family. People are aware that it's a force. One day it will run its course. Sadly, none of them are fooled. Okay, that's what makes their action depraved. Alright, let's see here. And they accuse her of lying. Let's see here. Who accused who of lying? Quote, it was only once we were married and everything started to really worsen that I came to understand that not only was I not being protected, but that they were willing to lie to protect other members of the family. Okay, that's Meghan. But they weren't willing to tell the truth to protect me and my husband. She said March 7, 2021. So Meghan said that during the Oprah interview. That is true. Okay, quote, doesn't allow us to ask the right question and more importantly, get the right answers. Yes, she is speaking so much truth. You cannot have the thriving democracy without accountability. I don't think the UK was ever in democracy. Well, at least around 2016 when they had that huge thing, that's where everything sort of turning around. I sort of spoke about it where this guy came and it's one of my video I never upload on YouTube. They were talking about the Analytica, okay, where they were using people Facebook to get people's emotion and all of that. The same thing that sort of happened in the US, how we get Trump, and the same thing that happened in the UK, and now this is what you get. All right, as far as I'm concerned, if it wasn't people who put themselves out there to vote, we will still have the same BS that's going on in the UK. But we have the, in a sort of way, almost the same, but not as deep as corrupt. All right, we still have corruption. Let me stop before I tangle myself. All right, let me read what's on the screen, and then that's it. All right, the media protect the heirs at all costs. My dad worked on the ABC coverage for CND wedding. Obviously, what's CND? Charles and Diana. Okay, Charles and Diana wedding, and he told me about Camilla and how they all knew about it. They protected Charles and they protect Toby. They are part of mythology. That's the problem. All right, so all those people who, the media and all of them, they're all part of the problem. Again, watch my video how this came about. All right, with the media in the UK. What was last sentence, please? He is lifted in the UK. He's lifting the lid on a really school system of behavior in the UK. At some point, there's gonna be a part where things is gonna burst out. Right now, it's starting to raveling. All right, it's starting to raveling, and then eventually it will burst. All right, and this is the burst part that the royal family don't want. All right, and I'm sure they're gonna come up with something to, you know, to calm it down again, and then the people again gonna be hypnotized. All right, what was last? Okay, I read this, I read that also. She told the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God, the global world is awake and everyone sees exactly what has taken place with Harry and his family. I move on, but had a comment on the truth. Okay, how long before their lawyers get this removed? It's already on here. Okay, everyone seems to know the truth and nobody will ever admit it. Not the UK media, not the US media. This is what I was saying at the beginning of this video, or I don't know if I'm gonna have two videos, is that yeah, what we seeing on Twitter, we're not seeing them in the news. They're not reporting those things. Okay, the only one who dared to touch this story was the French press, and they're not as global as the two. Toby is so protected that anything he may or may not be hiding will be swept under. All right, the French media, because I can assure you that all the French media are pro-monarchy. Okay, all I can say is, well, that's the thing. They have the media under their fingertip. That's the thing here. And this is why I was saying independent journalists is the ones you guys need to follow to see what's really going on. But if you go based on the establishment, the tabloid that's going on, you're not going to hear it because the monarch have all of them under their fingertip. Okay? That's all I could say about that. All right, let's see. All I can say is you cannot protect an open secret forever. It will be fully out at some stage, so only time will tell. Okay, that's the bubble that I was saying, and it will burst. All right, this is my last one. If I'm going to make one video, this will be the last one, and the rest will follow on the next video. All right, let's see here. Ladies and gents, the next king of England, life-size baby of England, Prince Charles, Prince of Wales, royal family. Okay, 14 seconds.
Charles had this happen in New Zealand in the 80s as well, where he swore revenge on everyone.
What, listen to him on the freaking horse, bloody horse, like the horse understand. Isn't, I don't know how to ride a horse, isn't to the, how do you call this, the strap? You have to manage the horse to make it do what you want him to do. What is it, an art? What is it? They said to control a beast is to show your power of being able to control things, and this one cannot control. But let's listen to it one last time. Listen to him, bloody horse. Oh my
Charles
God.
had this happen in New Zealand in the...
I will not want to be around him. My goodness. Okay, wait. Did he hit the horse on the back of his neck at the 0.4 second mark? Would it be the first time Chuck went for someone's neck? All right, let's see. Let's visit. Stronach gave an interview to News of the World in 1995 in which he described at great length Prince Charles' temper tantrums. He related an incident in which Prince Charles dropped a cufflink down a sink while on a holiday in south of France and then ripped the sink What? Ripped the sink from a wall and smashed it to find the missing stud. He then turned on Struck, grabbing him by the throat. What? Stronach managed to break free and dash out of a door into what he thought was another part of the house, unfortunately unfamiliar with the layout of Holiday Villa. He had blundered into a linen cupboard where he remained in hiding for half an hour until Charles had calmed down and left the bathroom. He stayed in there. I mean, if he wasn't a prince, I'm sure he will smack him there. But, you know, he had all his people who make things happen to him. Let's see here. There's 3 comments under there. This is what I was just telling people on TikTok. I have a clip of a tabloid writer talking about it, like he has such a nasty temper, yet they deflect that onto Harry and William too. Okay, never consequences for his behavior. Alright, let's see here. This upset me. I hate seeing people be cruel to animals. Charles is a twat. Alright, ask yourself what he did to Diana, William, and Harry behind closed doors. What? Let's go into this. Yep, well, we know Diana was verbally and psychologically abused by that cretin, and best thing he did with those boys was neglect them. It's well known he hates having kids around him. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can see William being like that. That's the GIF. Yeah, back a few years when press saw William as a reluctant royal, they wrote a bit about his bad temper and tried for sympathy for Charles, acting like it was a Spencer gene. There's the rolling eye. Like we all know, this is a Windsor gene issue. Remember that video where all 3 of them were sitting on the grass, Harry, Charles, and William, and William was hitting Charles in the head with his elbow. I pointed out in one of those videos. Alright, and they profess such love for horses. They see horses like they do everyone else, just a tool for them to use. They don't seem to love anything. When they go to the afterlife, God will deal with them. Alright, animal abusers have no place in the world. The people who defend these roles deserve nothing less. Alright, after this, that's it. That's it. Okay, did he ball up his fist and strike the horse? Yes, or F him forever. He hit that horse. Alright, let's do a prayer. That's it.
Lavanaka, it is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.